bitch only fuck with the balls. I got her number, I won't even call her. Pistol on me, hanging out of my jaw. So many shots, police can't even solve it. Kill a nigga if he think that I lost. I'm back on my shit again, in the whip with them sticks again. And I get the money, don't fuck up my money. You play with my money, you dying for real. I got a bitch and I told her I love her. She told me I don't show her love for real. I got some dogs that's locked in the grave. I want dig them up, you don't know how I feel. I got some dogs that's locked in the grave. I want dig them up, you don't know how I feel. Can't go to my hood, I'm good in the hood. The fuck is you saying? I'm hood for real.
People. This is about building your own clothing brand. So, you might as well just exit out now if you're not interested in starting your own clothing line and getting your things off the ground. Okay, so boom. When I did this last time, we touched on the two important parts. Finding your niche. That means your target audience. Who are you going to sell to? What's your demographic? Then the second part was how are you going to market to them? Okay? So if you missed that part, we'll just round it off real quick. Obviously, you got to find your target audience. For me, it was battle rap. I was lucky in the position. I was already battling, already a YouTuber. Made it happen. And the way I market to them was putting commercials on my videos, wearing my stuff during battles. So I had a marketing strategy about how to go about it. Once again, I've told y'all, the best move, if you're not a hollow, become a hollow. Either become an influencer or find somebody in your area that they can have 2,000-3,000 followers. If they're funny, if their music is good, invest in them. Make them your influencer, because it's very difficult. Look, I'm an influencer myself. I know how I think. I could imagine how somebody like Odell Beckham or these big superstars think. Very, very similar. I get hit all the time to wear and promote people's stuff. I'm not looking forward to this. That's why they throw your shit on the story. If you're the homie, like, just throw it on the story. Look out for them. But people ask them all day, every day. So even if you know somebody, you might give them clothes, but that don't mean they gonna rock it. And look, they might rock it. If they don't tag you and say the website, the sales don't go too crazy. I've had plenty of celebrities rock it, from actors, athletes. If they're not tagging it, who's going to tag your site? They're not making no money off of it. That's just how it is. So that was part one. Let's get into the second part now. We're here in part two. Get your pen and your pad. All right, so let's say you got your niche audience. You got your target audience, you got your niche, you know where you're going, and you know how to market to them. You know, all right, I'm going to start here. I got to give y'all one more thing real quick. Nah, I get into that later. Okay, so boom. Now you're choosing your product. Okay, a lot of people hit me about this. They say, yo, I love your t-shirts. You see mine squeezed on the bicep. You know, we like that. We don't like the baggy sleeve one like... I don't have to get example. Y'all know. So they asked, what brand do I use? Oh, hold up, baby. I forgot to put the... If you got a direct question, like, you got to show love in the Cash App if you want me to, like, give you my... You could DM me after this and ask what brands do I use and who do I shop with. But, you know... hit the Cash App with like a $10 piece or something, because this is game I'm giving. Like, I prepared for this. I ain't just hop on here and talk shit to y'all. So, all right. So you want to pick what brands you want to use. I got a t-shirt brand I go with that I really like, but I have other brands I use just in case some of these brands be sold out in 3X, or they'll be, sold out in a charcoal gray shirt in a 2X. So I have to have backup brands I also use so I won't be sold out. That's very similar to the brand I'm using. You heard me on the 99 Prodigy. Look, I could have went Gildan. I never did it. Look, Gildan is the starter where you want to start at. If you're not really focused on high quality and you want to do high volume, rock with Gildan, man. Shout out to Gildan. I don't do it. All right, so you want to choose your brand. Now, this is the information I'm going to give y'all where you want to get your pen and pad, because a lot of people like, look, Hollow, I want joggers and I want track suits and I want those stuff for women. Well, the understanding that we have and that I have so far is everything comes from Asia. Everything comes from overseas. So if you really want to get freaky with it and do some stuff that's like colors everywhere and cut and sew, you're either going to have to look online I got connects for that too. I could point you in the right direction. But you're going to have an overseas plug. You can get it domestic, but it's going to be very pricey. You want to have an overseas plug online? Don't do that. A lot of people go to Alibaba, but it's plenty. It's hundreds, it's thousands of them. You want to find the exclusive one that don't nobody go to, where motherfuckers won't know where you got your stuff from. So you definitely want to look into international and foreign supply if you're trying to get like tracksuits and super crazy for a good price. Now, this is the problem when you go overseas. They got a return of probably a week if you get it extradited to maybe 2 weeks. So that's going to be 2 weeks you don't got no inventory. So you would have to plan ahead. You would have to order it. You have to be like, look, I only got 30 items left. Let me order now. I'm getting low. So when you do it dealing overseas, you got to order ahead of time, and you got to trust these people because you'll get irregular stuff. They'll send you a mask where this one is shorter than this one, and they'll send you 1,000 of them because they do high minimums. That's the thing of overseas. They're not doing 30 shirts. They're not doing 20 masks. You got to get probably 300 and better, and that's just in one color. I like what James said. Yes, you definitely want to start with a sample. Thank you for saying that, my brother. You definitely want to get a sample when dealing with overseas, but that's the thing. They could send you the mask like this, and then you put in the order for 500 and you get some okie dokes. So having the trust is first and foremost. You know, you want to go with somebody that people have dealt with before and have a history. Don't just throw, because, you know, we ain't got to get into that. So as far as domestic, hit the Cash App. I give you websites. I give you links. If you're trying to get T-shirts, just joggers. I'm loopy domestic, baby. All right, let me not get into too much joking. But yeah, domestically is the best way to go as far as shirts, shorts, and joggers. Now you got to choose your website, your platform of this could go two ways. You can build your own website, people. Building a website is not difficult, especially if you're going basic, just throwing shirts up there with information. Build your own website. I give y'all this one, Wix.com, which is easy. Go to Wix.com, build your own website. If you don't want to build your own website, there's plenty of people out here you can pay a few hundred. They'll do the website for you. Make that happen. Please make that happen. Now, the reason you won't need a website, let's say you're from LA and your shirts is like Inglewood Fly and Slauson Dip and Compton, and you're just doing stuff for hoods in LA. You really wouldn't need a website at that point unless you're already big online and got a big following. If you're going local to the ground, stop spending money on, this is just me telling y'all the shortcut. What are you getting an LLC for? You're selling shirts in the street. People are DMing you for your clothes. Stop getting an LLC and doing all this extra work when you're just on groundwork. Focus on productivity. I never was focused on, oh, let me trademark every name. If you're doing that, I'm not saying nothing's wrong with that. I'm from the hood. I'm going straight into productivity and I'm making sure it pops. Then I'll double back and trademark. Then I'll get the website, the LLC. I didn't do that, but I'm telling you, if I started just on the ground and I'm selling stuff in my neighborhood and people in my city, I'm not focused on that at this point. I'm focused on productivity. Period. I need dope stuff. I need ill stuff that's going to turn the people up. And then I'll focus on getting everything trademarked and stuff like that. That's just a shortcut if you want to take that shortcut. But back to people that are actually doing a website like I did. Now, if you're building a website, you got to go get your LLC. You got to make sure everything's done right on the paperwork side. Now, I'm going to give y'all another website, which is popular and you should have knew already. It's GoDaddy.com. They did everything on GoDaddy. I paid a little extra money, got the LLC. I think around that time, that was 14. I paid like $600, an extra $200 to talk to a lawyer. GoDaddy.com will take care of everything for you, but don't be lazy. I'm busy. I'm loopy. If you're not loopy and mixy like the Don Dottie, Google, look up how to do this on your own. You could do this stuff on your own. You could trademark on your own. You could register on your own, all in Washington, D.C. Find out how to do that. Now you got to choose the platform to sell on. I love Shopify. I'm messing with Shopify, but I didn't start on Shopify. I started on Big Cartel. You definitely want to start on a platform like Big Cartel if you don't plan on using a bunch of apps and automated systems. If you're just gonna go like, hey, I'm just straight selling, start on a platform like GoDaddy or Big Cartel where it's like $19 a month and you can get what you need. Now, if you're like me, where you're an influencer and you already got things off the ground, Axel Leon is hitting me. Yo, go check out Axel Leon's verse on my EP. It dropped on lomclothing.com. It's amazing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all the jewels on that real quick before we end. I'm gonna give y'all the jewels on what I'm doing with that. So boom, you want to choose a platform. I love Shopify. I'm so deep in the game right now. Shopify gives me loans. I've been so loopy, like Shopify give me up to like $12,000 loans just off of my history of how much I've sold. So definitely, I don't print on demand with Shopify. Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Who's that? That's my boy, the real Flash Mike. Oh, that's my guy. Texas in the building. Okay, let's talk about printing on demand. We could talk about that too. I'm glad you brought that up. See, I like that. Don't forget to donate to the Cash App, y'all. HenDog103. On the hood. Shout out to my lokes. I'm neutral. I don't want no problem. Shout out my bloods too. I want no problem with nobody. I'm with both of y'all. Okay, so let's get this out the way. You choose your platform to sell on. Now, just like my boy Mike said, you might want to look into printing on demand. This is the thing. They cut into your profit margin. When you print on demand, they usually want to charge, this is from my back in the day experience, I could be wrong with these numbers. For a shirt, they usually want like $14, $15. You're selling the shirts for $25, so you really only got a $10 profit margin off your shirts. That's not including what you had to pay. So now you got to cut out, let's say you pay $6 for your shirts, you're really stuck at like $4 a shirt. Now, unless they're paying for it and printing on demand, that might be a better look. But I don't really know how that works because I've done that years ago. When I did that with a person directly. I didn't do that with a company. He had a company, but I was directly working with a person. So print on demand gets tricky. My thing is you ain't got a girlfriend, you ain't got a mom, somebody in the crib that you could be like, yo, take an hour out your day every day and ship this. Utilize the people around you. One thing my mentor said is not how many resources you have, it's how resourceful you are with it. So like you got to have the people around you making that happen. Find somebody in your neighborhood that needs a couple extra dollars. Have them print, send them down and show them the game. Now the shipping game is it gets tricky because you got to know what boxes. We're going to do a separate video on that. But you got to know which boxes to use for UPS. Yeah, let's do a whole separate because the shipping gets deep. I'm going to do that next video. So print on demand is very tricky because they take a big part of your profit margin. I will find somebody that can do it myself. I will pay for the product. I will buy this I'm not excited shirt from the manufacturer. I would have 50 sitting here and I tell my girl, or I tell a homie I'm paying, or I tell the young boy that I'm interning, whoever, I'd be like, look, we got these orders, boom, 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 boom. And pay them each product they do. Every time they do a product, you pay them. Don't have nobody work for you for free. That's not loopy. Whether you give them a couple dollars, make sure you look out for them. So print on demand could get very tricky. That's all I'm going to say. Like it cuts into your profit margin and you'll feel like, oh, well, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just making money. Yeah, but you're losing money. This company is eating all your profit because you're too lazy to ship out yourself. Get up and make it happen. It takes an hour or two out your day. I still ship. They know when they get that package, they see Hollow the Dawn on there. I love to do it. I love the hustle. I wake up at 6 a.m. I get my things done by 7 or 8. I'm loopy shipping. The rest of the day I'm cooking. All right. So anybody got any questions in here? Well, let me go live with somebody real quick. Who wants to go live with me real quick so we could do a rundown of everything I talked about? Who wants to go live?
She like, baby, where you at? Girl, I'm in the trap, trying to get rid of these packs. Holding on the strap, I'm like, this is the new